$20 is just $20, but in God's hands, it is so much more. It is all a matter of obedience and how willing we are to be obedient. Think about Jeremiah in two aspects of being willing to be obedient, the cost of being obedient, and how much it is just worth it to be obedient. Think about Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 5 through 9. I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. O sovereign Lord, I said, I can't speak for you. I'm too young. The Lord replied, don't say I'm too young, for you must go wherever I send you and say whatever I tell you. And don't be afraid of the people, for I will be with you and will protect you. I, the Lord, have spoken. Then the Lord reached out and touched my mouth and said, look, I have put my words in your mouth. And then further on it says, get up and prepare for action. And you know, it's so easy to say, Lord, I'm willing. Just send me. Give me an opportunity to send me. And yet God gives us direction and he tells us what to do. And we pause and we think, but what will that person think? I mean, they could just laugh at me. They could just say something mean. They could push me away. They can even hit me. They can punch me. Oh my, oh my. You know, one day at a gas station, I was sitting there. My husband was pumping the gas, and a woman just walked up to me. At first, she's like, are you a Christian? I'm like, yeah. She says, oh, I could see the relief on her countenance because she was so terrified. And she handed me this money, and she's like, God told me to give you this. And then she's like, oh, and she's like frantically trying to race to her car. And she was so fumbled. And she does not have any idea how much that $20 meant to me. I mean, that $20 isn't much. It really isn't. It just happened to be what we were short on our grocery bill that allowed me to get something, not that I needed, something that I actually wanted. And it was also on a day that meant something to me. And was also a promise that God gave me. And even more blessed was I when I got to hear her say this was her first time acting out in faith and obedience, that what she heard was right. That was the most blessing out of all of that. It wasn't, I mean, the confirmations and the specialness of the day, what meant something to me. It did. But it just seemed like that walk in obedience, it brought me back to my first time. And it just brought so much joy to my heart to see somebody else in that same place. And I think I still got a long ways to go. But I've come so far. You know, when we go through these obedient times, we go through these rough times. You know, there was a time Jeremiah was not a favorite. He was shunned. He was hated. He was abused. He kept telling people, repent, repent. And God would give him these words, and he would tell people, and it got to him, and he started complaining, oh Lord, you misled me. And I allowed myself to be misled. You are stronger than I am, and you overpowered me, and now I am mocked every day. Everyone laughs at me. And we feel that sometimes as a Christian walking in faith. You know, we have so many people that are not godly, that are unchristian, that are walking away from God, and they mock you. And Where's your God? Where is your God? You know, he's not my God. I don't have to listen to him. I don't have to have authority over, you know, he doesn't have authority over me, which he does. He has authority over all of us. But yet, every time there was trouble, they ran to him and asked him for help. They asked him to talk to God for them. And then they would just throw him away when they realized that Jeremiah wasn't going to play that game, because God already warned them that all they have to do was repent. All they had to do was do what God told them to do. You know, walking and being obedient to God isn't easy, but it not only opens doors for our blessings in our life, it opens doors for other people to be blessed and to get what they need from God. You know, sometimes we're the key to a door that God has for another person. I mean, it's just something to think about. You know, we have no idea how much our obedience means to somebody else, how badly they need it. I mean, I know I walked in to a store with a friend. She was having a really hard time, and I had somebody else's testimony inside of me that I was able to share, and she really needed that reassurance. She needed that comforting. So many times we have that peace that somebody needs from God, some comfort. Sometimes we're in a place where we're so overwhelmed with emotions and feelings that we can't hear from God. And we need a person to speak the words that God has for us. And sometimes it's as simple as giving somebody a purse that you're praying God to lead you to buy, and then somebody just gives it to you. I mean, that means a lot. It means a lot. But it just gives you something to think about with being obedient and how important it is. It's not just for us. It's not just for us. It's for other people. And that is all I got to share for today. And I'm still a work in progress. We all are. We all got some growing up till we die. So with that, I'll say bye.